What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Justice. Welcome to the One Session Rocker with me. What's up? Your girl is back with another video. So I'm holding my handheld tripod, y'all. So if the camera is moving a little bit, y'all forgive me. I'm holding it. But what I want to talk about today is just forgiveness. And I'm gonna just let y'all know a little bit about me and when it came to forgiveness and how I felt about it. So first of all, I've never been the type of person that can just hold grudges. And I used to get real frustrated with myself about that. Like, I felt like I was letting people get away with too much. I felt like I was letting people get over on me. And I used to really be upset with myself, like, dang, you really just gonna let it go? You really just gonna let that person do you like that? And for a long time, I never understood why I was like that. But I really did not like being that way, y'all, because I felt like, I was weak. Like, I'm really letting people do me like that. And even if I wanted to stay mad and I wanted to stay angry, I couldn't. I really couldn't. And I'm coming to realize, for one, that wasn't a bad thing. It's not a bad thing that I don't hold grudges. If you're the type of person that don't hold grudges, it's not a bad thing. The thing is, because you that means you have a forgiving heart. You have a forgiving spirit. You understand what forgiveness is. I was that way and I still am that way, really, and it's out of my control. I can't hold a grudge and stay angry with nobody, even if I really wanted to. If even if I wanted to just hate somebody, I couldn't, because that's just me. But what I want y'all to understand, if you like that, that's not a bad thing. The thing is, one thing I struggle with is allowing people back in on top of it, to the point that I wasn't mad. I let it go so much, and I then just ponder on it and let it just sit inside of my heart so much, to the point where if I just let it go, and but I would allow people access, allow people back into my life, allow people to just come in and out, in and out. And then I had a thought in my mind, okay, well, that's forgiveness. I'm forgiving them and I'm moving on from it, and I'm allowing them back in. But a lot of times, that right there is what kept me in a cycle of being hurt. That right there is what kept me going through the same thing over and over again, because I was misunderstanding what forgiveness meant. I felt like, okay, because I don't hold a grudge, because I let it go, then I'm forgiving this person. But I also felt like it was okay to let that person back into my life, to let people that did me wrong and constantly betrayed me and hurt me back into my life. So I had to realize forgiveness is not about allowing people access again. Forgiveness is about not harvesting resentment and negative feelings and emotions towards people that's done you wrong. And a lot of time, God doesn't want us to be that way. And we think it's more so about the other person. Oh, God wants us to forgive that person and just give all this grace to these people, just because, for that person's sake. And yes, God wants us to forgive because we are forgiven. We was forgiven by what Jesus Christ did for us, so we are forgiven. So God does not want us to hold negative feelings towards people. He wants us to practice giving grace as He gives us grace. But He doesn't want us to allow people back into our life to continue to hurt us, to continue to bring out the worst in us, and to continue to turn us from Him. And that's where the problem come in at. And also, too, y'all, forgiveness is more so for yourself, because when you think about toxic people and narcissistic people, and the way they just go around hurting people, a lot of times, y'all, all of that comes from just trauma that they're holding on to, resentment that they're holding on to, anger from them not knowing how to forgive, just letting it just burn inside of them, making themselves a vessel to be used easily by the enemy, sending demons to them to use them because they holding on to anger and resentment. Y'all know all those negative emotions like that, you holding on to it. That's what demons want you to do. They want you to be tormented in your spirit and in your mind. So God tells us to forgive, not just for the other person, but so we're not holding on to that. So we not around here toxic and being narcissistic and causing other people pain because we feel like that makes us feel better. Because a lot of times, toxic people and narcissistic people that's operating from pain, hurt, and trauma, and just unforgiveness and being unhealed, they're hurting people because they're hurt. Y'all know the saying, hurt people hurt people. That is a true thing. And God does not want us to be that way. Because at the end of the day, for whatever reason, we still got to answer to him on judgment day about how we treated people, how we handled people in this world and dealt with certain things despite of what we went through and what we felt like was done to us. So that's why it's so important to forgive, so that you don't become toxic and angry and narcissistic and you around here just hurting people, being used unknowingly. Because a lot of times these people don't know they being used. When I speak about betrayal and people that's hurting you and negative toxic people, these people are being used by demons, but most of these people don't know they're even being used, y'all, because they just so hurt and angry for things that done happened to them and what they haven't let go and forgive people about. So God doesn't want us to be like that. So it's nothing wrong with being a person that don't hold grudges and forgiving. We're supposed to be like that so we can have peace with whatever somebody done to us. We can have peace and we not out here moving funny and being just negative and nasty and toxic to other people because we are hurt and we are angry, because we still have to answer for that. But being a forgiving person and not holding grudges, that don't mean allowing people back into your life, into your space. That's where we have to not get forgiveness and access mixed up with each other. You can forgive somebody and you can decide to move on from it and not harvest those negative emotions and that resentment in your heart towards that person, no matter who it is. It may be your parents. A lot of us, we walking around gotta forgive our parents constantly every day. And then forgiveness, y'all, that's a decision that you gotta wake up and make every day. Every time you think about it, you gotta forgive again. That's what forgiveness is. You have to, whenever it comes to you, whenever you thinking about it, whenever you feel those emotions, you gotta make the choice right now in that moment to forgive again, because you don't want to hold on to that. But when you forgive somebody, that don't mean you gotta let nobody back in. And I'm speaking from this, y'all, because this is something that I've learned. This is something that I'm still learning. So God placed it on my spirit to put this video out right now to let y'all know. Because somebody out there, you struggling with forgiveness, you angry, or somebody out there feeling like me, you feel like you too forgiving because you don't hold grudges and you allowing people back in. There's no such thing as being too forgiving, y'all. It's no such thing as being too forgiving. But the thing is, just because you forgive, it's the allowing access back in. Thinking that this person, okay, I forgave this person, but that don't mean that that person hasn't sat down and battled those demons that they got to battle. That don't mean just because you forgave somebody that this person had a change of heart. And be careful with that, because sometimes people can look at you, especially when they operating out of hurt, they ain't dealing with that and they just toxic, narcissistic, whatever. You forgive them and allow them access, you allowing room for them to play you again, to hurt you again. And that is not what God wanted for us when He wanted us to forgive. He didn't say forgive and go and get hurt again. He didn't say that. He didn't want that for us. So I don't know who this video is for, y'all. I just had to put it out there. God placed it on my spirit. The spirit was moving in that moment, y'all. So I don't know even know what I'm gonna title this video. I'm gonna just title it something, and hopefully it reached the person that it need to reach. I want to say thank y'all to the ones that's been rocking with me, to the ones that's commenting. Y'all be sure to comment, like, and subscribe to my channel, y'all. Share my videos. Thank y'all so much. I love y'all, and I will see y'all in my next video.